What's up, Reapers? My name's Seth, and we are back again with some more Maplestory 2. Closed beta, global version, whatever have you thing. I know my character looks like an idiot. This is the vanity item that we ended up getting today, actually. But anyways, today I thought we would end up doing a different type of video that's going to be focusing more on... I'm talking about like the aspects of the game that lots of people just constantly keep asking about, whether or not the game's going to end up being free to play, how pay to win is it going to end up being, when is the game going to end up releasing, am I going to be able to play the game, and blah 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 blah. So today we're going to be talking about that. The definitive answer is that yes, Maplestory 2 is going to end up being a free to play MMORPG. So you're going to be able to play this game absolutely free with everybody that you know, as soon as it ends up launching sometime later this year, hopefully. We don't have like a solid release date or anything like that, which is unfortunate because you gotta consider the fact that this game has been in Korea, like it's actually been released in Korea for years. It's actually ended up coming out in like, I think 2005 or something, or 2015, not 2005, Jiminy Crockett. Let's go do some of our daily quests here while we're talking about all this stuff, right? Just so I can show you guys kind of what the end game is of this game, because we're at level 50 right now, which is the max level for the closed beta. But then when it ends up going, when the game ends up coming to either open beta or just launching in general, the game is going to end up having a maximum level of level 65, which is going to end up being the same max level of the Chinese and the Korean servers. So the game's going to end up being free to play. You're going to be able to just play it and just hop into the game. There you go. Now that does mean that there is going to end up being pay to win, and we ended up actually talking about this more importantly in my Trove versus Maplestory video. We kind of talked about the end game and how it was very similar to Trove, because what the end game is going to be is you're going to be going over to this area right here, which is called the Shadow World, and as you can see, all of these maps are PvP. Right? So every single one of them, you're going to be fighting against other players while simultaneously fighting a bunch of different monsters, elite mobs, and stuff like that, and ultimately trying to get your hands on gems. And then as you end up getting gems, you're going to end up putting them into your gear and socketing them up, which I'm not entirely sure how that all ends up actually working. But you can end up like dismantling certain gears, is going to end up giving you different resources that you can then end up using towards, towards your gems and stuff like that, and towards enchanting your gear and getting them to higher level and having them fail and stuff like that. But then more importantly is the gems themselves you can actually end up leveling up, and that is going to end up being you're going to dismantle higher tiers of gear to end up getting one of this new resource that you're going to need to level up your gems, or you're going to spend money and then get tons of resources for the gems. And it's not going to be cheap, but it's not nearly as expensive as some of the other cash shop games out there. Granted, this game does take huge advantage of the fact of just like normal grinding of side projects and things like that end up having pay to win aspects to them. So fishing, for example, let me just show you a quick example right here. This is, whoopsie daisy, that's the wrong button. Oh, we can't fish in this water. But in either case, you can end up fishing, and you fish through a mini game, and you can end up fishing thousands of fish to hopefully end up getting yourself an ally, or you can end up spending money to end up getting your hands on auto fishing, and then you can just leave the game logged in. You can fish for hours on end. You can tell the game to automatically purchase a new fishing, auto fishing if they want. Where's the alpha turtle? On Ayla Riverside. Okay, let's go and see if he's actually, it doesn't seem like he's spawned or anything like that. What about the other boss here? Maybe is he going to end up being there at Twilight Moon Castle? He's going to end up being in a completely new area that I've never explored. So you know what? Let's go check it out. Cool. And then also, when is the game going to release? We don't really know. Like, there hasn't really been any information about it. We're hoping that there's going to end up being some information whenever the game, when the game ends up coming out of, like, stopping the closed beta, I should say. I was going to say comes out of the closed beta, but that would imply everyone can play it. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully they end up announcing something soon, just because we've been waiting, like, I've been waiting for this game to come out in English for years, dude, like, seriously. And the fact that we gotta wait longer is very disappointing, the fact that we don't have any information on it. But the rumors are that there's going to end up being either a release or even an announcement of a release sometime in July or September. hopefully it's going to end up being that, you know, that quick, but whether the game is going to end up coming out in summer first as an open beta, and then maybe the full release is coming out later this year, it wouldn't make sense for them to delay this game to another year. Like, there's no logical reason why they would do that, because this game's already been delayed enough. Like, you know, I remember sitting and thinking, like, since 2016, I've tried this game on the Korean server, and I was pumped. I really wanted to get my hands on it and start playing it, like, right away, you know what I mean? So the fact that we still kind of had to wait was like, ew, like that was really weird and disappointing that we never really got any proper information talking about there being a North American release, you know, because it was just up to this point we didn't really know. Sorry that I'm kind of rambling on about the same thing. It's getting a little bit more difficult for me to concentrate because I'm trying to figure out where I'm actually going here, because I don't know this map or what's going on or anything like that. But hopefully this world boss will end up spawning sometime soon, but I very much doubt it. We could have actually seen in the quest line as well. But yeah, game's gonna be free to play. And a couple other things to keep in mind, I guess, would be that when you're starting the game out, you're not gonna want to get gear or anything like that, because like when you're leveling up your character, you don't want to buy gear from shops, because you're going to end up getting better gear from just like natural farming of the quests and stuff like that, right? What is this? Can we not fish here? It's all glowy and weird. Why? Is that someone's video effects, or is that because the boss is supposed to end up spawning here or something? Twilight Moon Castle. When does it say he's going to end up spawning? Search for Lernos. Okay. He's going to end up spawning every 15 minutes. Ew, that's disgusting. He's going to end up being a world boss, or a field boss, I guess as the game calls it, which means that we would not be able to defeat him alone at all. But there's so many fun, cool aspects of this game that end up keeping it interesting, you know, that I'm really, really excited about. And not to mention, with it being a free-to-play game, it means that you guys are going to be able to play it with me. Now, the game is going to end up being split apart into, you know, there's going to be North American servers, there's going to be European servers, and then there's one more type of server, but it's all in English, and I'm going to be playing on the North American server. I just want to let you guys know that, because so many people just keep on constantly asking me, what server are you going to end up playing on? So I'm going to be on the North American server. We're not going to all be able to play together. If you end up choosing the European server, you're not going to see me. You're not going to have your character carry over from each of the servers or anything like that. So be sure to keep all of that in mind. Maybe this isn't a field boss. Maybe this is just like a world boss, like a boss of the area or an elite mob or something like that. We might be able to actually defeat him. I'm not entirely sure. But then also, when you end up getting to maximum level in the game, you're going to end up getting prestige experience, and this is going to end up giving you a handful of different items based on the rank. So, you know, at first you're going to end up getting just increased movement speed and stuff like that. But then stat points is going to overall end up making you stronger slowly over time. And based on the class that you're playing, you're going to most likely just be focusing on strength for a lot of the melee characters and DPS characters. And you don't really need to focus on any of the other abilities, but it doesn't really matter anyways, because you can always reset it. The same goes for your skills. You can actually reset those at any point as well. But we can kind of see a sneak little peek here, because with Earthquake, it's level 50 plus, right? But in order to get rank 4, I have to be level 52 and up. So I can't actually get that spell to be any stronger while we're on the, you know, while we're on the closed beta server. Who is this random guy that's trying to climb up here? Okay, Hardcore Mapler. Sure. Also, Merca's around as well. We should actually try and invite him here. If only this boss would end up actually showing up. But either way, guys, I think that pretty much covers it. I just wanted to have this as a short video to just let you know that the game is going to end up being free to play. It is going to have pay to win aspects, obviously, but it's honestly not really that bad compared to a lot of other games out there. And despite the fact that people are always like, boo-hoo, pay to win, it's like, it doesn't really matter, honestly. Like, at this point, the fact that the game is free to play is already like exciting enough, and I think that it makes this game a lot more approachable to have it be a pay-to-win free-to-play game, just because it's an MMO, and not to mention it's like an action MMO. Like, this game is very much like a Diablo 3, but kind of a chibi version that you can end up playing online with your mates. Like, it's going to be really, really exciting. When guilds end up coming into the game too, though, that's only going to have a player limit of 50, so we'll have to see how that ends up going, but I don't think that there's a limit to your friends list, so you guys can add me up. My username is just, well, I guess our username's going to end up changing because everything's going to end up wiping when the closed beta ends up going down. But that's another thing too to keep in mind, that is that anybody that is actually playing the closed beta, don't get 100% attached to your character, because you are going to be able 10 laps now. Oh, okay. You are going to be able to, you know, I mean, your characters are going to end up all wiping and everything like that. Again, sorry that I'm not entirely like explaining all this stuff properly, guys, but this game is very new to me, so I'm trying to just kind of explain the top questions that everybody's been asking. But I don't need to ramble on anymore about this. I want to see this boss, dude. Like, seriously, before we end up calling the video, just have him spawn. Well, anyways, guys, I honestly don't know when this character is going to end up spawning, which kind of sucks, but now you can kind of get a quick idea that when you end up getting to the end game, you're going to be doing these daily quests and fighting these bosses and trying to find them. Ew, the alpha turtle's also at 15 minutes. For the closed beta, last but not least, if you end up defeating the field bosses, you are going to, in fact, end up getting a couple special items that you'll be able to carry over onto your open beta or maybe just open server account. We don't know if they're going to end up having an open beta. That's the thing, guys. But when it ends up going live, we're going to have the cash shop and everything like that available to us, including being able to buy players custom items. And it's just, overall, I'm really, really excited about it, dude. Like, seriously, even though it's not coming out anytime soon, the fact that we are guaranteed getting an English version is already, like, so exciting for me. Thanks for watching, though. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. And if you want to support me, you can always sponsor my YouTube channel and check links in the description for my merch store, as well as Gawkbox, which is a way you can donate for free. Sign on and stay up, everybody.